That's a hard race to win, Hennessy.
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
It is I wouldn't know because I wouldn't know. So, but
that's the only one I got on him.
When you're playing or when you're riding, everything comes easy. But when you're sat on the sideline watching, that's mental toughness.
I suppose it's like going into a boxing ring with Mike Tyson and he knocking you flat out.
Hello and welcome to Inside Track, The Debate, William Hill's brand new weekly YouTube series where we bring together 4 personalities from the world of racing to discuss and debate some big topics in the sport. My name is Tracey and I'm delighted that joining me is professional footballer and lifelong racing fan Charlie Austin, 20-time champion jockey AP McCoy, Sir AP McCoy I should say, and of course the poster boy of Jersey racing, Mattie Batchelor. Guys,
poster boy. Oh my God.
There's not a lot of opposition.
It was poster or pin-up, one or the other. We went with poster and said, but guys, great to have you all here with me. And of course, in good spirits as well. And on episode 1, we're going to look at the top 5 miracle wins. So the list I've got for you to rank in order 1 to 5 is Denman recovering from his heart condition to win the 2009 Hennessy Gold Cup off of top weight. Jockey Bob Champion winning the 1979 Grand National, recovering from cancer, and of course riding Aldeniti, who recovered from an injury. Sprinter Sacra returning from heart problems aged 10 to win the 2016 Champion Chase, and Red Rum winning his 3rd Grand National in 1977, age 12 against all the odds. And the final one, Ed Wolf winning the 2018 Irish Gold Cup, a year on from collapsing on the track at Cheltenham. So whiteboards I will give you, and I need you to rank these 1 to 5. So let's get cracking. Now, whilst the lads are just putting the finishing touches to their list, a reminder to subscribe to William Hill Racing's YouTube channel and also hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode, because we have so much more content coming your way. Right, lads? There's been a lot of discussion over these lists already.
About Charlie actually having a job, so yeah.
We could be here for a lot longer episode.
He was only 34, and some of them he can't really remember the names of. I'm thinking he was talking about how hard he worked.
No, you said I don't look too. You said I look a lot older than 34.
You do, and I said it's because of the job.
And we all agreed on that.
Coming from some 2 people who have been a jockey their whole lives, I think it's quite rich, to be honest with you. Right, list at the ready.
I'm well aware I haven't got a job.
You'll have a job to explain how your list looking. So if you're ready, right, we're going to spin the boards. 3, 2, 1. Have you all gone the same? Have you all got Red Rum as number 1? Batch, what have you got?
Well, it is not.
So you've all got Red Rum.
Common sense, really, Kate.
Right, who's going to lead this off? AP, you're leading off. Why have you all got Red Rum as number 1?
I rode in the Grand National in 1995. I was very lucky. I was a conditional jockey. I rode for Martin Pipe. He couldn't get anyone else to ride it. Basically, he had 7 runners, I think. And I was lucky. I got asked to ride Chatham, and I asked Richard and Woody, who had obviously ridden him in a lot of his races, what was Chatham like. He said, you may as well ride him. It's Martin Pipe. It's your first ride in Grand National, but you won't get round. And sure enough, true to his word, he didn't get round.
How far did you get?
Got to the 8th or 9th. And so the fact that you can actually win 3 Grand Nationals and be placed into them, get around in the Grand National was an achievement. And much and all of the others are great achievements. But in terms of racing greats, like Red Rum is a racing great, and
so where you've got him is actually ridiculous.
At the bottom. I've got him at the bottom. Now,
just a matter then, why did you have him at the bottom then?
It's not to do him a disservice. I think he's a wonderful horse. And the fact he is the horse where no other horse will be able to do what Red Rum did. He won over the minimum trip of 5 furlongs, and he won over what will forever be the maximum, because of course the Grand National isn't the length of race that it is.
So why is he at the bottom then?
I know, I'm making a great case for why I've got him at the bottom, aren't I? Because when we're talking about comeback wins and horses that have come back from medical abnormalities and medical conditions, he had the foot issue, but he hasn't made the comeback from a medical perspective that the rest of these
year after year and one year after another to complete and win 3 Grand Nationals and be placed into them. That's
he definitely has. But Bob Champion had a film made about him, so I think that goes to tell you everything about why I have Bob Champion as number 1. Between the horse Aldeniti, the horse had been advised to be put down however many times, but Connections of Aldeniti, they said you cannot put this horse down. This is is the only reason Bob Champion is making the recovery from cancer that he is. From someone who has a critical illness like that, they need something to look forward to come back to. So for the horse and the jockey, the dual combination, that's why Bob Champion is number one.
What do you think, Charlie? In terms of, right, you as a racing fan, obviously I know you point out the fact you were 34.
Yeah.
And you can't really
Thanks, keep bringing that up.
You can't really remember Red Rum. You can remember
Yeah,
I know you're, you know, if you were to talk about horses in the, or comebacks.
If you went to the other side of the world and spoke about certain horses, it'd be Red Rum, wouldn't it? To win 3 was incredible, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. And to go and do that, like you said, I know it's completely changed now, the race almost, but to do it back then, we see videos. Obviously, you was riding all the way back then. But we just see videos of obviously how high the fences and that were, and it's incredible how he done it.
Was it more of a specialist race for Grand National back then? Or nowadays, do we have a classier field where anything can win it ability-wise? But was Red Rum just such a specialist rather than an unbelievable ability? Devil's advocate here, of course.
I still think it was an unbelievable achievement for him getting around there 5 times, winning it 3 and getting placed. And AP, I tell you now, it's, yes, you got more class of horses, but it's too much of an easier race now.
The world has changed.
The world has changed, yeah.
The world has changed.
The world's gone mad. The world's gone mad.
It's good. I'm pleased that I'm as old as I am, Charlie, and, you know, you're just about...
You're just a whippersnapper, Joe.
Hanging in there at 34. But the world has changed a lot, and that's the way it's going to be, and there's no point talking about what happened in the past.
But Red Rum is the ultimate harking back to those days.
Nothing can compare.
No, right.
And obviously Bob's comeback was great story, great film, great background.
And you all remember watching the film Champion.
Of course you do,
It was
yeah.
great, like John Hurt, wasn't it, played?
Yes.
John Hurt, yeah.
Played Bob Champion, yeah.
It was good because it was a Grand National, which made it a film. To me, that's why it's second to Red Rum. When day to day as jockeys you all have setbacks and you need goals to bring you back and horses to bring you back, and that happens day in, day out, doesn't it, AP? That's just more special because it was a Grand National.
I'm just thinking about what captured the imagination the most, you know what I mean? That's in terms of, if you were to say you wanted to go and do a show and talk about racing, and people that tune in, you know, the 2 or 3 people that tune in to listen to this, they'll be thinking, oh yeah, I've heard of Red Rum and I've heard of Bob Champion. I'm not saying they won't have heard of it, but non-racing people, not necessarily great and all as Demon was and Sprint to Sacre was and Ed Wolf, whatever, great recovery. But the man in the street ain't gonna, you know.
Man in the street will remember the likes of Ed Wolf.
Red Rum is, I think,
Like I say, he's the name that everyone heard of. And Charlie, I guess from your perspective, obviously we know you're a lifelong racing fan, but you also bring that outside perspective to it. So who have you got second in your list then behind Red Rum? Does that feature in it?
I'll put Sprint to Sacre, mate.
Yeah, why is that then?
Because he backed him when he was probably at Cheltenham or watching him, were you? No.
Yeah, 100%.
And the fact that he don't know who Bob Champion is.
Yeah, basically, along them lines.
Seen the film.
Not seen the film.
For me, it was Sprint to Sacre. I think coming through was incredible to watch, and then everyone basically writ him off, and it just went on. And for me, it was just incredible to watch. And I think on that note, it was more like, it was great they come back, but racing was the winner there, because you want the good horses. You said he wasn't really a great, but good horses, you want them to win, don't you?
If you were asking in terms of, again, going out to Man Street and talking about a horse that was a racing great, you know, would they say, oh yeah, Sprint to Sacre, that was him? And I'm not saying he wasn't, he was a brilliant horse and all that, but was it? And
had a lovely backside, Sprint to Sacre.
Did he now? Is that how he tends
saw
to
it
back
on
things?
plenty of occasions, yes.
Yeah.
And the same with Demon. Demon was a bit unlucky that, you know, he went toe to toe with Cotto Star, and you know how, you know, if either one of them hadn't been around, that, you know, come back to, you know, from having won a Gold Cup to winning a Hennessy with top weight.
That's a hard race to win, Hennessy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It is. I wouldn't know, because I wouldn't know. So, but
that's the only one I got on him.
but, so he said, like, that was a phenomenal weight carrying performance, you know, and
you've just been saying about great horses. But of course, we're talking about great comebacks here, and naturally that goes with that is the story. Now, for both Sprint to Sacre and Denman, they both came back from heart issues. It was more the psychological damage that it did to Sprint to Sacre. So in terms of coming back, and again, Charlie, you'll know this from an athlete's perspective, coming back from something that has been so psychologically scarring for you, like Sprint to Sacre has had to do that. Just how challenging is that?
It's tough. You come back from injuries and stuff. I think when you're like that, you want to get back. You're always thinking, I need to get back to the best. But you actually work harder when you're injured. But
if you try and push yourself to limits that I guess you don't know you need to when you're playing, because when you're playing or when you're riding, everything comes easy. But when you're sat on the sideline watching, that's mental toughness.
That's the hardest thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you're hurt, but watching someone else, they'd be the same.
I might not get back in there again.
There's a penalty and you're the penalty taker and you watch someone else take it, or you're sat on the sideline, someone else rode the horse, you was going to win. There's nothing you can do about it at the time.
Do you pretend you want them to score, or do you just be honest and say, no, I don't want them to score?
Here's the question.
Be honest, you don't want them to score.
Yeah, but I'm a team.
I'm not.
I'm in the team. Yeah, but you're individual. I'm team. I'm thinking like...
Even the team, you just don't want that team.
When I come back, I'm going to help.
Yeah, you want to be the team, you know, and you want to be the team to be about you, don't you, really?
Yeah, as a striker, because you're the most selfish people on the pitch.
I was lucky in that sense, because no one ever wanted to ride it, which is I rode anyway.
But it is, and that is the toughness, I think, the mental side of it, more than anything.
Yeah. And they had hard problems, and you look at Ed Wolf was dead on the ground.
Yeah.
Literally dead on the ground. And you think to yourself, I suppose it's like going into a boxing ring with Mike Tyson and he knocking you flat out. Yeah. And you're thinking to yourself, in another year I'm going to have to get back in the ring again and have another go with him. only, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you're thinking, how much do I fancy looking across at him? And actually winning an Irish Gold Cup, whatever, it was probably even better than the horses that when he had what he had in Cheltenham. So, like, in fairness, it was an unbelievable recovery to come back and win at a higher level.
See, I almost think I've got this wrong. I almost feel like I should have Ed Wolf.
I don't have to admit it, like, you know.
Oh no, I've definitely. I am not going back on putting
yeah.
Rummy last here. No, I feel like I've got Sprinter and Ed Wolf the wrong way around, and you've got Ed Wolf at the bottom. I went back, and you can still see the video clip of Ed Wolf in what was then the 4 miler, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Amateur Jockeys Challenge Cup then at the festival. And it's horrible to watch, because the horses, all of a sudden, his body is literally shutting down and you don't see him collapse, but he was down on the ground for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he was being treated for an hour and a half post-racing when it was finished at the festival. And then he was subsequently treated, he had a police escort to the 3 Counties Hospital at Tewkesbury, the Equine Hospital. He was nearly dead.
You've convinced me. I think I'm going to move him back up.
I'm making the case for Ed Wolf here. Yeah. I'm standing his ground for him.
To me, Denman and Sprinter are just, going back to what AP said, they're more sort of well known. And Ed Wolf, obviously we know the story behind Ed Wolf, but everyone else will be, Denman and Sprinter will be on the forefront of everyone's mind rather than Ed Wolf. So that's why.
I mean, if you were looking at it in terms of a boxer, you'd say that one of them got absolutely knocked Sparkle out the most. You'd actually say it was Ed Wolf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd say, and he actually came back to win a world title fight or a grade 1 again. You know, I think like.
Trying to make this definitive list then, putting ages and dates aside,
right.
I feel that I've been outnumbered here with Red Rum as number 1. So so you're all going to go with that. But
I just think to come back each year and win win 3 Grand Nationals and get round in 5 of them, you know what I mean? They come back year after year when you've got 39 others trying to beat you, most famous horses in the world. Even to get to run in a Grand National is an amazing achievement. To win a Grand National is an achievement. To have 5 of them, you know, year after year.
With the second place finishes as well, with his previous foot issues that he had. Okay, so you're all in agreement with Red Rum. I feel wrong though, actually making you rank these. I don't feel that we should create an ultimate top 5 for this list. I feel that we've had a good discussion.
That's what we're here to do, Kate.
But that's what we're paying you for.
So it's irrelevant. So
I'm going to let sentiment get in the way.
Yes.
And I'm pleased that we've managed to discuss all of these brilliant miracle wins in a lot of detail, but we're not going to rank them. We're going to leave that to you at home. So if you do have any other miracle wins that you have really enjoyed, do let us know in the comments section below. We'll leave it to you to rank these instead. We've had a great discussion. So a big thank you to all of the lads for all of their hard work. And a big thank you to you at home for watching. Now, do stay tuned because we have plenty more content coming your way on Inside Track, the debate. Well, that was Inside Track, the debate. A big thank you for watching. Of course, brought to you by William Hill. Now, do stay tuned because we have plenty more content coming your way, including in our next episode where we will be debating and ranking our top 5 holiday heroes. So make sure you stay tuned for that. 18 plus, please do be gamble aware.